welcome to Movie Rob. Today we're going to have a look at a movie franchise, a collection of comedy films that I grew up watching and absolutely loving. I was always on the floor laughing when I watched these. Well, maybe not all of them, but most of them. It's got a whopping 11 movies in this series, so without further ado, let's have a look. The cinematic journey of the Pink Panther started in 1963 when writer-director Blake Edwards started to cast his new film called The Pink Panther, about the world's largest diamond and the Phantom who's trying to steal it. The main lead and star of the film was David Niven, who would play the Phantom. He was joined by Claudia Cardinale as the princess and Robert Wagner as the nephew of the Phantom. Another smaller but important role was that of the French detective who's trying to catch the Phantom. Originally, Peter Ustinov was cast as the detective, but he backed out at the last second. So instead, the actor Peter Sellers got the role of the French detective, which proved to be a genius move, and Inspector Clouseau was born.
We must find that woman.
The film also included an opening animated title sequence featuring a Pink Panther. This would become a recurring staple of the series. Together with the amazing Oscar-nominated score by Henry Mancini and Blake Edwards' direction, the film proved to be a huge success. The film was released on December 18, 1963, and would become one of the top 10 grossing films of 1964. Although it was supposed to be David Niven's movie, it was completely stolen by Peter Sellers. The whole audience, nobody could stop talking about Peter Sellers. And so, there was only, of course, one thing to do. The follow-up movie, A Shot in the Dark, was rushed into production straight after the release of The Pink Panther. The film focuses totally on Inspector Clouseau this time and does not feature the Pink Panther diamond. Instead, the movie is about Inspector Clouseau trying to solve a complex murder.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Inspector, come to the point.
Don't tangle words with me.
Ow! You clumsy idiot!
Oh, sorry, I'm terribly sorry.
Ow!
Peter Sellers really brings Inspector Clouseau to life with his genius physical comedy in this film.
Look, if you can just move. That's it. These curved cues can be difficult. Pull.
Have Pierre bring this.
Joining the cast for this film was German actress Elke Sommer, who played the character of Maria Gambrelli, British actor George Sanders, and also Czech-born British actor Herbert Lom, who would go on to play Inspector Clouseau's boss, Chief Inspector Dreyfus. The role would continue in all subsequent Pink Panther films. The character became very popular as he was always having a nervous breakdown and really hated Inspector Clouseau.
I made a terrible mistake.
Who did you assign to the case?
Clouseau.
Oh, my God. I hate you. Every little bit of you.
Now get out! You want me to leave?
Introduced also in this movie was Chinese-born British actor Burt Kwok, who plays Kato, Inspector Clouseau's manservant, who has been instructed by Clouseau to attack him whenever and wherever possible, as to keep Clouseau alert and ready for any danger. This often resulted as the most hilarious scenes of the Pink Panther movies.
Inspector Clouseau's residence. One moment, please. Commissioner Dreyfus.
The film was released on June 23, 1964, and proved yet again to be a huge success for both Peter Sellers and Blake Edwards. The production company behind the Pink Panther films naturally wanted a third movie with Inspector Clouseau, but at this point the relationship between Blake Edwards and Peter Sellers had worsened. They didn't even speak to each other at one point. Peter Sellers was notorious for being problematic on set. He sometimes didn't even show up during filming, so they had to film around him and hope that he would, return to the set. And once he did, they continued filming with his scenes. After years of not speaking to each other, they finally patched things up and went to work together on the now cult movie The Party, released in 1968. The production company behind the Pink Panther films didn't want to wait, however, and went into production on their own Pink Panther film titled Inspector Clouseau, without the involvement of either Blake Edwards or Peter Sellers. This proved to be a huge learning lesson. The film stars American actor Alan Arkin as Inspector Clouseau, and although he tries very hard and is funny in a few scenes, he simply isn't what people wanted, which was Peter Sellers as Inspector Clouseau.
First, the Pink Panther, then a shot in the dark. Put Clouseau on another case. They wouldn't dare.
Have you anything to declare?
No, I'm just your average typical French tourist on a humble English vacation.
Good. Well, can I see your passport?
Yes?
Inspector Clouseau always starts a case by getting down to the bare facts.
The film was released on February 14, 1968, and proved to be a box office disappointment. Between 1968 and 1974, Peter Sellers' career had really gone down. He'd gotten so bad that he eventually started making commercials. Blake Edwards' career was on a similar path, having made flop after flop. So he picked up the phone one day and called Peter Sellers to see if he was interested in making a film together again, to see if they could redeem their careers. For the return of the Pink Panther, a few changes were made. David Niven, who played the Phantom in the original movie, and Capucine, who played his partner and actually Inspector Clouseau's wife, were not available, so they were replaced by Christopher Plummer and Catherine Schell. Peter Sellers also changed a little bit of his accent to make it more French.
I am calling in outside help. The famous French detective who recovered the Pink Panther the last time it was stolen. What was his name?
Clouseau.
Peter Sellers as Inspector Jacques Clouseau in The Return of the Pink Panther.
How can an idiot be a policeman? Answer me that!
It's very simple. All he has to do is enlist. What sort of stupid question is that? Are you blind?
Yes.
Women adore him. Men respect him.
Idiot. I wish you were dead.
No problem. For Peter Sellers as Inspector Clouseau in The Return of the Pink Panther.
Until we meet again and the case is solved.
The Return of the Pink Panther was released on the 21st of May 1975. It was a huge success, with a box office intake of $75 million on a $5 million budget. The film put both Peter Sellers and Blake Edwards' careers on top again. The success continued with the next installment, The Pink Panther Strikes Again, from 1976. The story does not revolve around the diamond this time, but just retains the Pink Panther title. Added to the cast for this film was British actress Leslie Ann Down, and also a funny little cameo by legendary actor Omar Sharif.
He's back again. Peter Sellers as Inspector Clouseau. The Pink Panther strikes again.
I expect you're all wondering why I asked you here.
The fate of the world is in his hands. But Clouseau is no ordinary man. Never before have his senses been sharper. His reflexes
Steinway.
Not anymore.
Yes, it's all coming back now. Ah, yes, I remember.
The film was released on the 15th of December 1976 and was yet again, like the previous film, a huge commercial success. The sequel machine kept running, as in 2 years later in 1978, we got Revenge of the Pink Panther. This time adding American actress Diane Cannon and Robert Webber.
Special delivery at 10.
About revenge. Revenge of the Pink Panther. Starring Peter Sellers as Inspector Clouseau.
The great Inspector Clouseau will not be bothering us anymore.
But we'll see who laughs last.
And who were those two men who tried to kill you last night?
Killers.
Al Pacino.
Of all the crazy cases to fall into, this takes the cake. Peter Sellers stars in Revenge of the Pink Panther.
Until we meet again and the case is solved.
Released on July 14, 1978, the film proved yet again to be a large success, although the critics were not as favorable this time, feeling that the Clouseau thing started to wear a little thin by now. In 1980, Peter Sellers had written the next installment of the Pink Panther films called Romance of the Pink Panther. However, on the 24th of July 1980, he had a massive heart attack and tragically passed away. Blake Edwards, however, who was on a roll with the Panther films, had other ideas. Blake Edwards got the idea of making a tribute film to his friend, the late Peter Sellers, by using unused footage and deleted scenes from previous Pink Panther films. The scenes are woven together into a narrative story, and to link some of the scenes together, a lookalike was used and filmed from behind or in darkness. For the first half of the film, it actually works rather well, but around the halfway point, Clouseau leaves for a flight to his destination and the plane suddenly disappears. This kicks off the second half of the film, where we see a TV reporter going around interviewing Clouseau's friends as they remember him. So even though Peter Sellers is in this film, all his scenes were taken from previous Pink Panther films.
Clouseau? Clouseau was trying to fix the lighter.
Do you have a light?
Yes, in the top left-hand rear.
He's suave, sophisticated, diplomatic. He's charming.
I'm thinking that
astute.
Nice weather we're having.
Debonair.
The thought of a world without Clouseau fills me with delight.
Peter Sellers in Blake Edwards' newest and funniest comedy, Trail of the Pink Panther.
Trail of the Pink Panther was released on December 16, 1982, and fared very poorly at the box office. Despite the dedication, Peter Sellers' widow filed a lawsuit of $3 million against the production company and MGM United Artists for diminishing her husband's reputation. Eventually, she received $1 million in damages. Blake Edwards, however, felt he could continue the series without Peter Sellers by starting a new series of films with a new character. Curse of the Pink Panther was intended as a sort of bridge film from the Sellers movies to a brand new set of films with a new character, that of Sergeant Clifton Slay. In this intended first film, Clifton Slay is tasked to try and find the missing Inspector Clouseau from the previous film. Several people were considered for the part of Clifton Slay, including British actor Dudley Moore, Rowan Atkinson, and American actor John Ritter. Eventually, Blake Edwards chose television actor Ted Wass to play Clifton Slay.
Detective Sergeant Clifton Slay.
Is that slay as in kill?
No, it's sleigh as in one horse open.
You're investigating the Clouseau case.
Yes. I thought I'd visit the scene of the crime.
You leave? Good. I mean, good luck.
Introducing Ted Wass as Detective Sergeant Clifton Slade in Blake Edwards' Curse of the Pink Panther.
This is my big chance.
Don't blow it.
The film was released on the 12th of August 1983. The attempt to start a new series of films was short-lived, as Curse of the Pink Panther failed both financially and critically. Curse of the Pink Panther once again proved that people were simply not ready to accept anyone else in a Pink Panther movie than Peter Sellers. The series seemed dead and buried. But in 1993, Blake Edwards felt enough time had passed and that he wanted to try one last time to introduce the Pink Panther to a new, younger generation. The lead role was once again offered to Rowan Atkinson, but he most likely felt that he didn't need this movie at this point of his career. Edwards' second choice was American actor Kevin Kline, who also declined the project. Blake Edwards finally landed on his third choice, Italian comedian Roberto Benigni, in the role of Jacques Gambrelli, Clouseau's illegitimate son.
Hello?
Tough luck, Middle East. You get Roberto Benigni.
That felt good!
In Blake Edwards' Son of the Pink Panther.
He's just like his father.
He's got the same legendary courage. The same powers of deduction.
You've been hunting?
The same taste for adventure. The French have a word for a man like this. Blake Edwards, Son of the Pink Panther.
Fun is important.
Exactly.
Son of the Pink Panther was released on August 27, 1993, and underperformed drastically, having only made $20 million on a $28 million budget. The film was the final nail in the coffin for the original franchise and the final film directed by Blake Edwards. After years in limbo, actor Steve Martin decided it was time to resurrect and reboot Clouseau for a new cinema-going audience. So he and director Sean Levy got together to revive the franchise.
One man can solve it.
Officer Jacques Clouseau, gendarme, third class.
That had to help. He's got a partner.
Without warning, I will attack you. In this way, I will keep you vigilant and alert.
Good one.
Thank you.
He's got a clue.
He was just found dead.
Was it fatal?
Yes,
How fatal?
completely.
And he'll stop at nothing to crack the case. Steve Martin. Kevin Kline.
I see you have one of these collapsible pointers. You just snap it open and...
And Beyonce Knowles.
Here she is.
Newspapers! The Pink Panther.
The film was released on February 10, 2006, and was a moderate success, having made $164 million at the box office on an $80 million budget. This naturally prompted a sequel, but this time the audience stayed away.
The world's greatest detective isn't what he used to be.
Clearly a violation. Take that ticket! Stop this car immediately!
He's back on the case.
They want Clouseau.
Clouseau? Don't ask.
He's not the obvious choice.
Tell me more about Inspector Clouseau.
He's a little strange.
Good one.
Thank you.
He's still the best man for the job.
How's the case coming?
Let me bring you up to speed.
We know nothing. You are now up to speed.
The Pink Panther 2.
Released on January 24th, 2009, The Pink Panther 2 made $76 million at the box office on a $70 million budget. So there you have it, the history of the Pink Panther films. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe and click like, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.